Hey everyone, Neon here. You know, I've been diving deep into one of the most notoriously brutal, time-consuming and weirdly addictive pieces of content in all of Final Fantasy XIV, the fishing log. Lately, I've been on a mission to do what most sensible players avoid at all costs, and that is catching every single fish in the entire game. There are a staggering 1,730 fish out there, and as of right now, I have officially crossed a major milestone of 761 fish caught out of 1,730. So I'm a little under halfway. Reaching this point has completely changed how I look at Eorzea. It's a milestone that brings a lot of pride, but if I'm completely honest, it also brings a fair amount of psychological damage. So today, I want to talk about what it's actually like to pursue the ultimate fishing log completion, the pros, the absolute cons, and the harsh lessons I've learned along the way. But first, let's talk about why anyone would willingly subject themselves to this. What are the pros? First and foremost is the sheer sense of world discovery. Final Fantasy XIV has some of the most stunning, detailed environments in any MMO. But when you're just rushing through your roulettes or raiding, you miss like 90% of it. Fishing forces you to slow down. You find yourself standing in an isolated, beautiful corner of the map at 3 AM in game time, just watching the weather shift. It makes the world feel alive in a way that no other gathering class touches. Then there's the community aspect. Big Fishing is built entirely on what I like to call the information highway. You aren't just out there alone guessing, you're a part of a massive global network of enthusiasts that you probably didn't know about. Whether you're tracking windows on Carbuncle plushie, or sharing data points on the fish cord, you're participating in an ongoing MMO science experiment. And honestly, there is no high in this game quite like seeing that 3 exclamation point hook alert, hearing that heavy tension sound effect, and successfully landing a fish you've been chasing for a week. The rush of dopamine when you finally tick a rare one off your list is absolutely unmatched. Now let's just pivot to the dark side just a moment, because hitting 760 plus fish means I've cast a line 1,000 times, and the cons of this system are brutal. The biggest culprit? The existence of what the community affectionately or painfully calls the calendar fish. These are rare fish tied to incredibly strict conditions. We're talking about a specific weather condition like clouds going into rain that also has to line up with a 2-hour in-game time window. When those factors align, you might only get 6 minutes of real-world time to catch it. If it slips your line, which it will constantly, you don't just want to wait till tomorrow, because of how the game's weather algorithm works, that fish might literally go missing for days, weeks, or in extreme cases like the notorious Purse of Riches, over 3 months. Suddenly your real life schedule is hostage to a virtual fishing log. You find yourself setting alarms for 4 AM on a Tuesday, or staring at your tracking spreadsheet, realizing that if you don't catch a specific fish before August the 1st, you're hard locked out until November the 2nd. It stops being a video game and starts acting like a part-time job where your boss can randomly just decide to fire you at the very last second. So, looking at my log right now, I'm sitting at 760 plus out of 1,730. What have I actually learned from this journey so far? First, I've realised that progression in fishing isn't linear. The first few hundred fish fly by, you clean out the easy ones, you feel like an absolute god and you think, hey, this isn't so bad. But then you hit a wall. You start dealing with fisherman's intuition buffs, where you have to catch 5 specific annoying fish just to get a temporary 2-minute window buff to even attempt the real target. You have to master the meticulous use of GP management, knowing exactly when to utilise your new procs or pool your resources. But the most important thing I've learned is a lesson in patience and mental resilience. Fishing in FF14 is an equaliser. It doesn't matter how good your raid gear is, doesn't matter how perfect your rotation is, the system relies entirely on the fact that catching a fish is never a sure thing. I've stood next to people who caught a legendary fish on their very first cast, while I filled the exact same window 5 times now. You have to learn to embrace the journey and accept the game will say no to you purely because it can. At the end of the day, despite the agonising wait times and the heartbreaking line snaps, big fishing fills a very specific, magical hole in an open world MMO experience. It's a testament to community coordination and raw personal determination. I've still got over 1,000 fish left to catch to fully complete this log, and you can bet I'm going to be chipping away at it, one window at a time. Well, it leaves me with an interesting question about the health of the system going forward. Do you think Square Enix relies too heavily on making fish rare via calendar downtime, rather than making them interesting or tough to catch while they're actually active? Would you rather have a fish that is up every day but frequently escapes, or a fish that only shows up once every 2 or 6 weeks? Let me know what you think about the current state of fishing in the comment section below. Are you working on your log, or do you value your sanity too much? Be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content as I continue this massive completionist grind. Thanks for watching, let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. So until then, take care.